Angel.
Here.
Commissioner Lopes.
Here,
You have quorum.
thank you. Please join me in rising for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Our first item of business is approving the minutes from September 9th.
So moved.
I have a motion by Commissioner Spiz, support from Commissioner Erickson Galt. All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Our minutes are approved. Next is approving our agenda. I would need a motion. So I have a motion by Commissioner Taylor and support from Commissioner Gershenson. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Our agenda is approved. We've arrived at our first public comment for the day. It's comment is for items on the agenda. Is there anyone from the public wishing to comment? Seeing none, public comment is closed. And we are here at our first presentation, which is an update from the Oakland County Board of the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services. Are they online? Oh,
I thought they were coming in too.
that's interesting.
Are you calling?
Yeah, we were cool.
Okay.
Maybe
Do you want to
pause it.
Okay, we're gonna move to communications while we see what's happening with our presentation. Under communications, there are 7 items. 4 are amendments to various grants. The Michigan Mental Health Court Grant Program, Administrative Office, the Drug Court Grant Program, Community Corrections Grant Program, and the Michigan Drug Court Grant Program from the State Court Administrative Office. The next is executed contract with Rapid SOS for the Emergency Communications and Operations Division. Then the quarterly report for Haven, and the last item is the formation of a board study group on eviction prevention.
Make a motion to receive and file, but I do have a request on one of them.
All right, thank you. I have a motion. Do I have a second? A second from Commissioner Erickson Galt. So one of the items under communication, the board study on eviction prevention. Commissioner Erickson Galt would be able to speak to that, but Commissioner Spiz, what's your
Yeah, I just
question?
have a request for item F, 8F from the Haven Start Program. The Q4 report, that's just, I mean, my request, it's a snapshot in time.
Mhm.
Can we get like a chart showing over the last 8 quarters, a year, 2 years, just, are we making progress, or not making progress? I mean, the data's there and the data's the data, but are we just staying flat, we're getting better, we're getting worse? How do we make adjustments if we only know this piece?
So you're looking for over 1 year or 2 years?
I'll take as much as they have.
We'll say 2 years.
More data, the better.
All right, thank you. Any other questions? Commissioner Erickson Galt?
Thank you, Chair. I'm just wanting to say that I'm glad that we are moving forward rapidly on our plan to study eviction prevention issues. I had really hoped in the budget that we just passed that we could do something. However, we didn't have enough data to understand what we could do for what we could afford. And so my hope for this group is to not only come up with ideas and suggestions of what we can do generally for eviction prevention, which we already have some from the Stout report, which was really helpful, but also to try to put some price tags on this so that when we're going into budget negotiations next year, we can say, okay, here's what we can do for what our budget will allow. So it is a very serious problem. I know I've had discussions with Commissioner Spiz in that it's a complicated problem because it involves a whole lot of elements. It's not simply a question of rents being unaffordable, which sometimes they are. There's other, broader societal issues that maybe we want to look at addressing to try to deal with this issue. And so I just very happy that that's moving forward. That's my comment.
Thank you. Commissioner Taylor?
Just a quick question, is this also gonna include foreclosures? Because evictions is just rent,
It
you know,
could,
permit, but is
sure.
it also including foreclosures for mortgage? I don't know, so is that something to look at?
Well, I
If
think
not,
that's
it
depending
should.
on the study group.
Okay, okay, well,
Yeah.
maybe we should ask them to include
Right.
that.
Yeah, I mean, anything that goes through either a tax or a mortgage foreclosure eventually ends up in an eviction proceeding, so it's definitely tied into that.
Okay,
And
perfect.
we already have subject matter experts in the county on tax foreclosure, so
Yes.
we could rely on them.
In treasury, yep. Thank you.
Any other questions, comments? Do you wanna roll call or? Okay. All in favor of accepting communications, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Our communications are approved. We move to circuit court recommendations. There are 2 items. The first is an agreement with OCHN for the 2026 peer recovery coach for the adult treatment court. And the second item is a grant acceptance from the State Court Administrative Office for the 2026 Access and Visitation Program. And we have Chris Bujek and Suzanne Hollier to talk about these issues, but I need a motion first. I have a motion by Commissioner Taylor and support from Commissioner Spiz. So thank you for coming.
Thank you. I'm Chris Bujik, I'm the court business manager for circuit and probate. We have an agreement with OCHN to provide liaison services and peer recovery coaching for our treatment court grants. The totals that are in this, just so you know, this is not requiring a budget amendment at this time. The totals that we have here are the estimates from OCHN for what it would take to fully staff this. That full staffing, as you may recall hearing me say during our budget presentation, they lost their federal grants, so they are asking us for more. This is higher than it's ever been. And because of the state budget delays, I don't have a response yet from SCAO on what we're gonna get from them. So this is kind of the highest and most it could be, and we are not obligated to spend that full amount. This is an up to. We are certainly going to try, though, to fully staff the program. And we may be back to you to request additional funding, which would require a budget amendment at that time, depending on what we hear back from the state.
Thank you. Any questions regarding this item? All right, second item, Suzanne.
My item is a contract we have with the State Court Administrative Office. It's strictly pass-through money. It comes actually from the federal government. So it's possible it may be slowed down due to the federal government shutdown for some time. But it's just $29,000 that comes through. It's called, the federal government calls it Access and Visitation Funding. And it does not obligate the county to any spending, actually. It just comes from the federal government to the State Court Administrative Office to the county, and we pass it on to a vendor that we bid out, and we actually just bid it out this year to a contractor who provides supervision to our really poorest residents who otherwise would not be able to see their children due to either a severe mental health issue or substance abuse issue. Because that requires them to see their children only under supervision. And so a therapist will supervise the time that they're spending with their children by court order. And we will in turn provide reimbursement for that service. And they will be reimbursed to the tune of about $45 an hour. We bid it out, there were 2 vendors that applied, the other one was wanting to charge double that, so that's why we chose the same vendor that we usually always end up with. Often they're the only vendor that applies, it's Impact Counseling right here in Waterford, and it's this year, we were offered $29,000 for that service. So they'll run out by the end of the year. Sometimes SCAO offers us extra money because other counties don't spend theirs. And then I'm able to come back and amend the contract and get a little more to offer them. They'll run out, like this year, they've already run out of funding and they just then provide the service for free because otherwise it would disrupt the parenting relationship with the child, so that's what this is for.
Thank you. And then it's nice to know we have a contract with an agency that puts human services above fees. I know we all need to pay bills, but so that's unusual in this day and age. Thank you. Any questions or comments? All right, would you prompt the vote, please?
You have 7 yeas and 0 nays.
Motion carries. Thank you both.
Thank you.
We have 2 items from Health and Human Services. The first is a grant acceptance for the 2026 Local Health Department Comprehensive Agreement. And the second is a grant acceptance from Health and Human Services for the 2026 Emerging Threats Program. And Kate Guzman and Leanne Stafford will address this. But I need a motion. I have a motion from Commissioner Gershenson and support from Commissioner Spitz. Welcome, Kate.
Hi, good morning. So I did bring both of these applications to you in the summer. So these are our acceptances. The Local Comprehensive Agreement, if you remember, is our broad funding through the Public Health Code from the state. And so this year it's in the amount of $13,599,000. There is a decrease from last year, which is most notably due to the COVID-19 infection prevention funding. That was in the amount of $2.5 million. And so because that's been pulled out and we no longer receive that funding, we do see a decrease in this year's Local Comprehensive Agreement. And it does support the continuation of 57 special revenue positions, if you remember, and the continued recipient agreement for the WIC program. I'm sorry, did someone have a question?
Sneeze.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's hard to hear. Bless you.
Thank you.
Shall I continue to the Emerging Threats Grant? Or did anyone have a question with the Local Comprehensive?
Well, regarding that piece, has our shutdown with the federal government affected any of our programs yet?
Well, we're just waiting. Actually, we've reached out to all of our program officers, and the answer that we're getting from everyone is we don't know yet. So we seem to still be living in the land of the unknown right now.
Thank you.
We'll know more hopefully this week.
Thank you.
Yeah, tough times in public health right now.
All right, what about the emerging threats program?
Yep, Emerging Threats is a pretty simple grant that is $238,606, and that really supports our regional lab initiative and our PFAS response. And so it does pay for a full-time and a part-time medical technologist. Those are our lab techs in our lab.
Thank you. Any questions regarding that item? All right, would you prompt the vote, please?
You have 7 yeas, 0 nays.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you. Our next items are from the Sheriff's Office. There are 7 items. The first is the termination of the court deputy services agreement with the 43rd District Court, Hazel Park. The next 2 are interlocal agreements, with first being OCHN for the 2026 mental and behavioral health services at the Oakland County Jail. And then an agreement for participation with the Oakland County Sheriff's Office Search and Rescue Team. The next item is a special event law enforcement agreement template for organizations and businesses. We have a transfer of ownership and release of claims agreement for the canine dog Blue. Grant acceptance from the State Police Automobile Theft Prevention Program for the 2026 grant award. And the last item is an application to the Department of Justice for 2025 DNA capacity enhancement. Who would like to make a motion? I have a motion from Commissioner Taylor and support from Commissioner Spiz. And we have our undersheriff, Mr. Willis
I
here to
think
talk
Dana
to
quit.
this.
Nope, she didn't, thank God. Thank goodness.
Sorry about that.
Comes to the rescue. That's a good front, though.
Good morning.
Morning.
So the presentation was delayed, I take it? All righty. So moving right on, we had a motion. Did I miss the motion? Okay. All right, so our first item is termination of our court services agreement with the 43rd District Court in Hazel Park. They've exercised the 90-day termination clause, which will happen on November 30th, 2025. That will eliminate 4 part-time non-eligible positions.
Question,
Yes.
what happened?
Well, so in the 43rd District Court specifically, what our guys were doing was outside of their scope of work there. And we had mentioned to the judges there that, hey, look, all the work we do, it comes down to like transporting people and whatever. We had a disagreement on how that should be done. And we believe that it put our people outside of the scope of their work and thus added liability to us. So we tried to work it out and they decided they wanted to go to a different type of security.
Okay, thanks for explaining.
You're welcome.
Oh, Commissioner Erickson Galt.
Yeah, described to me a little bit different that it did involve, at least in part, the increase in the rates that we're charging for services. Was that part of your discussion?
No, that was not part of my discussion, but however, Captain Tom Vita, who was negotiating that, and I didn't get that mentioned to me, it was about the rates at all.
Okay, all right, well, that's good to hear.
Unless I'm wrong, and I could, Lord knows I could be, but no, I didn't hear anything
It's
about
good
that.
for once that it doesn't involve the rates.
Yeah, in those rates, they did increase, those were done prior to the regular law enforcement agreements, but it's for part-time employees, so the increases were not as significant as, they pay for the part-time, hourly, some operating, and then a portion of the sergeant that oversees them, so they weren't quite as significant as the regular law enforcement rate increases.
Just for everyone's edification, we prefer to be in the courts, we prefer to provide that service. We're gonna keep working to try to build that partnership the best we can. It's just at this time, we're kind of, the judges make the call on that and they decided to go another direction at this point, so. But, and it, ultimately to protect our people from what they're doing, and the county from liability.
Thank you. Next item.
Okay, next item is our interlocal agreement with OCHN for fiscal year 2026. And what this does, there's no financial impact on it, but it just formalizes the mental health and psychiatric services that are provided by OCHN to the inmates in the jail. So I think a few years ago, the services have always been provided, but we didn't actually have it in writing. And so over the last couple of years, we've created this agreement to bring it to the board.
And I need you to approve that because the mental health services in the jail is quite extensive.
I absolutely agree, yes.
Okay, the next item is another interlocal agreement for our participation with our sheriff search and rescue team. I'm sure you'll see a lot of these. We brought the template forward, and then as agencies sign on to join the team, we'll bring it back to the board each time. So this one adds Troy Police Department and Highland Township Fire Department. The next one is a new item. It's a special event law enforcement services agreement template for organizations and businesses. Occasionally we get requests from outside sources. Like for example, last year we did a PGA event and didn't have a formalized agreement that we could do at kind of at a moment's notice where I think Bloomfield reached out to us and said, hey, we're having this PGA event and if you have staffing, these are kind of on a case by case basis. If we have staffing and we're able to do it, we will. If we don't have the staffing, then we won't provide it. So
Thank
we
you.
wanted to formalize that as well. Next item is the transfer of ownership and release of claims for Canine Dog Blue. Blue is retiring after 9 years of service, so and has been replaced with a new dog.
The next one is a grant acceptance, our annual grant acceptance from the Auto Theft Prevention Authority. It's 1.1 million in state funding with a grant match of 1.9, totaling a little over 3 million. This one also has, so it has several partner agencies, and then we have, or Pontiac also has a deputy in their contracted, in their law enforcement contract that performs the auto theft duties. And then Detroit has a deputy in our, or has an officer in our task force, and we have a deputy on the Detroit team. So it really is an interlocal task force partnership. The next one is our grant application, annual grant application for the DNA Capacity Enhancement and Backlog or CBER program. This year we are applying for $420,000, which continues, it's just funding for 3 full-time eligible special revenue positions, forensic lab analysts in our lab.
Thank you.
So we're hoping
went
that funding
through
gets
that
cut every
quickly.
year. What's that?
You went through that quickly.
Well, most of them are pretty routine, but we're happy to answer any
Yeah.
questions if you have them.
All right, questions or comments regarding any of the 7 items? Oh, seeing none, would you prompt the vote?
That's A through G.
Right.
You have 7 yeas, 0 nays.
Motion carries, all approved, thank you.
Thank you for your support.
Thank you, everyone.
Our presentation has been delayed, so we'll reschedule it to another day. So we have arrived at public comment. Is there anyone from the public wishing to comment on anything? Seeing none, public comment is closed. Is there any other business to come before this committee? Commissioner Powell?
I just wanted to let my colleagues know I ran into Jennifer Llewellyn this week, last week at a youth event, and she was just letting me know that I can't remember if it was state or federal, but the expungement program that we started here, they didn't cut it. They didn't cut the funding to it, so she is coming before us to ask to continue that program. We all know how successful it was and how it's been helping our folks in our county, so I'm just encouraging my colleagues, once that comes, to just please consider supporting that. But I just wanted to let everybody know, because I'm very, very passionate about that program, and I love it, and it's been changing lives in Oakland County, and especially in my district, so I just wanted to share that. Thank you.
Commissioner
The
Gersonson.
expungement program, where we have hired staff
Yes.
to assist individuals hold their hand. We pay all the fees, and it just changes their lives. So I just want us to continue that, so thank you.
Commissioner Gersonson reported in our Lego meeting.
Oh, you did,
that,
okay.
The cuts to Michigan Works included the Clean Slate program.
Oh, right, sorry, it's
Commissioner
a clean
Gersonson, is
slate.
there-
I said
I saw her
expungement,
and
but
she
clean.
was pretty freaked out.
Yeah, she
I saw her,
was,
yeah.
Okay,
Anything
so
else you want to add? Commissioner Gersonson?
Well, I think there were 3 programs
it is,
that were cut
but I can't remember
from
the
them,
other 2.
and I think all 3 were cut, so, and they're all 3 extremely successful programs, so who knows? Jim Ryan wasn't sure whether or not the governor would act on it before she signed it, but if she doesn't, I do think we should be prepared for that.
Okay, thank you. Anything else? No? Okay. Our meeting is adjourned at 10:20.
God.
Record then.
I know. And my next meeting is not till 12:30.
It's time for lunch, yeah.
Marsha,
Yeah.
because you use help.
Yep.